Hello, welcome to MTG Pro Tutor. I'm Sean Pernod, your host, and today we're opening a Khans of Tarkir booster pack. Let's dive right in and see what we get. Alright, so the first thing I do is take out the marketing card. Then I take out the land. And then I look at our rare we have. Ooh, cool, we have a foil swamp. That can go into my Gov EDH deck. And our rare is... Ooh, Dune Blast. Interesting. So you choose up to one creature, destroy the rest. For 7 mana, you have complete control of the one creature that stays around. And it's up to one creature. So you can pick your best creature and destroy the rest. Or you can destroy everything. Let's say you don't have any presence at all. That can really mess up a game. Especially if you're left with one creature on the board. You play this pre-combat. Clear the board, and then swing in with that one guy completely unopposed. So I like Dune Blast. It's pretty cool, and this also matches my Gov colors, and maybe it'll go there. Who knows? All right, let's see what else we have. Defiant Strike, excellent card. Just not so much in limited, not so much in draft. I guess it depends on the deck that you're building. If you're heavy Jeskai, then this is the card for you because it's cheap and it replaces itself to where you can hopefully draw and play another cheap spell, thus pumping up your creatures by a lot. Scaldkin, 2/2 for 4 mana. He has flying. You can sack him to deal 2 damage to target creature or player. A 2/5 with reach, and it has morph, so for 5 mana you can turn it face up and kind of surprise your opponent. Krumar Bondkin, 5/3 with morph of 5. Force Away, so this is pretty good. I like Force Away. I'm definitely happy to have these in my deck when I get them. Return target creature to its owner's hand, and that's great. It's an instant, so you can do that when they're attacking or things like that. And it has a ferocious trigger, and you may draw a card if you do discard a card, so you get to do a little looting. But this is nice, especially if your opponent spends 5 mana to flip a creature face up, and then you use Force Away. They spent 3 mana to cast it, 5 mana to turn it face up. So they're 8 mana into this one creature, and then you use 2 mana to send it back to their hand. So that's a great way to kind of get some tempo on your opponent. We have the red-white land, the red-white refuge here. Bring Low deals 3 damage to a creature, and if it has a +1/+1 counter, it deals 5 damage. So it's a good anti-Obzon card. Snowhorn Rider, a 5/5 with trample. Ooh, for 5 mana, you can turn it face up. This is a good one to force away if your opponent has one. Siegecraft, not a fan. It's just an enchantment that gives creatures power and toughness with no other abilities. So very easy to get 2 for 1 and not really feel like you did much with it. If you need to build a wall, then I guess you play this on one of your creatures, but that's a really defensive strategy, and let's just say that tends to not be my cup of tea. Here's our first uncommon, Goblin Slide. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may pay 1. If you do, you get a goblin. And it has haste. Ooh, nice. Incremental growth. Put a +1/+1 counter. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, 2 +1/+1 counters on another target creature, and 3 +1/+1 counters on a third target creature. You must have 3 valid targets. If you only have 2 creatures, then you have to target one of your opponent's creatures. So obviously I suggest you give it the +1/+1 counter and give yourself the 2 and the 3. If you have 3 creatures, great. This is a wonderful, wonderful card. I like it a lot. Oh man, Mardu Roughrider is so good. Whenever Mardu Roughrider attacks, target creature can't block this turn. Man, that's a good card. For 5 mana, you get a 5/4 for 5 mana. I mean, come on. Upside all around. So this pack was really strong. I like the Mardu Roughrider, I like Incremental Growth, and I like Dune Blast. So the ability to turn a losing game into a winning one is very rare, and Dune Blast has that ability because you are able to wipe out the board and kind of get yourself back in the game. Also, when you're ahead, board wipes tend to be bad because when you're ahead, the board wipe will clear out your side of the board as well. However, this one, you can still choose to keep your one most important creature on the board and then wipe everything else away. So even if you are ahead, and your creature and your opponent plays one, particularly pesky blocker or whatever, you can still blow it up, keep your own thing, one of your things, and then keep going for the win. At parity, this is great. The board's all locked out, and you play this, and all of a sudden your one creature is home free. So this performs really well in all 4 quadrants. So I'm going to stick with Doom Blast. But it was a close call because Mardu, Rough Rider, and Incremental Growth are also good. So there you have it, going with Doom Blast. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something. And I'm Sean Penrod. We'll see you in the next pack.